Evening people, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, Next Gen Racing's team versus team race for you guys. So 4 different sim racing groups. We've got Next Gen Racing, Mature Racing Club, SimFX and Charlatan Race Team, all battling it out to try and take the win in this championship. So it looks like they're just about to start quali. What have they got? Bottom parts, change the room settings. Come on, get it right. ×3. Fuel depletion. There we go. Let's have a look who we've got in bottom parts. PAV 46, Jambu, Silver Carter, TOR Philo, Dangly Balls, MRC Bobby, Chrome Dix. Have I missed anyone out there? I think I've got everyone. Perzel. Everyone just diving out the pits now then to start qualifying. Right at the start, let me just read through the points for you guys. This series is actually sponsored by Team Oliver Racing, so go check them out on Facebook, Truck Racing Team. And thank you to the guys there for sponsoring this one. So, leading this championship, let's see if we can find him out on track. Turn some stuff on first of all. Otherwise I don't even know who. So this man here is currently leading the championship. He is on 241 points. That's after Suzuka last week. In second place we've got Potomac Pot. He's only 2 points behind on 239 points. MRC Bobby in third with 215 points. Bit of a gap back then to PAV 46. He's on 147 points. 5 points back from him is RV Motorsports with 142, so 5th place for RV. MRC Buddy in 6th. He's on 138. 1 point behind him in 7th is Diablo. TOR Philo. 7th, sorry, for Diablo. 8th is TOR Philo. 116 points, also 116 points is Chromebix. Perzel is in 10th, 114 points, not that far back. Then if we jump to second half of the table, 11th, we've got Silver Carter on 110 points. Dangly Balls in 12th with 94 points. Pretty well 13th with 65 points. So that's Nick. What's his name on the scoreboard? Nick's something like Nick 1988. Oh, that's the bottom guy. I can't see it. Oh, I can't see it. It's a white text over a white picture, so I can't see it. Is it Nick? No, I can't see it. 14th, whoever that is, 57 points. And then right at the back we've got Nick, another Nick. That is Nick 1993, that's the one. So he's out of this one now, he's only on 9 points. But Jambu, he's had a good championship so far. Pot's put him under some pressure. Only 2 points behind. Let's go and have a look. Just putting in fastest lap there so far of quali. So 2 races for you guys tonight. We've got 50 minutes of quali. It's a lapped timed race, not an actual timed race. Chrome Dix then putting in a faster lap at 130.2. Which is Chrome Dix on a spot, 130.4 for Chrome Dix. TOR Philo, he's on 130.4 early on in quali, that's not like Philo. Likes to leave it right to the end. Bottom pot 4th with 131.0. Silver Carter 5th currently, a little bit of a penalty, almost a little bit more of a penalty there. 31.4 for Silver. Some penalty as well. Dangly Balls 6th currently, 131.5. Perzel 7th, 132.0. MRC Bobby yet to put a hot lap in. He's out lap on 143. Let's stick with him, see what he puts in. 1:31.4, so 6th then. Dangley Ball 7th, Purcell in 8th, 1:32.0. Possibly 6th at the back of the pack at the minute, yet to put a hot lap in. So this is still his out lap. TNR Philo putting in a hot one, 1:30.2, chucks himself into pole at the minute. We're on live from Interlagos tonight, not a favourite of mine to be honest. So yes, this championship sponsored by Team Oliver Racing, go and check them out. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone's done much racing this year in the real world. It's a bit of a shame. He's gone faster again, 1:30.2. So this championship also sponsored by XI Energy Drinks, David Appleby Engineering, Flussmaster, GT Omega and Joyce Designs. Go and check all those out as well. So I was looking for race length, wasn't I? Lap wise. There we go. So race 1, where's that one? It's a 15 lap race for race 1 then. Can use any time between racing softs and racing hards, no mandatory pit stop or anything, they can use as many tyres as they like. We'll have a little bit of a break and then we jump into reverse grid for race 2. And that's going to be a 22 lap race. They do start with less fuel. They have to use one set and only one set in each compound of tyre. They're not allowed to pit before the end of lap 7, so even if they get damage, they can come in and get that damage repaired, but they've got to remember not to put tyres on. It's an easy mistake to make. So a 15 lapper and a 22 lapper then. Potts chucked himself up into 3rd, a 1:30.4 for Potter. Jambu then pushed all the way down to 4th at the minute, 1:30.4 without lap 2. Now put himself up into 5th, putting a hot lap in 1:30.9 for Pav currently. Silver Carter, 6th, 1:31.4. Track map up, shouldn't I? Oh, I'm sure I've got one of those printed out. Having it. No way I'm going to pronounce that. Purcell then. 31.4 in 8th. Dangley Balls now at the back of the pack. 1:31.5 for Dangley. So looks like there are a few drivers missing tonight. No Chrissy Raz. Buddy. So he's holding on to that pole position at the minute. 30.2 for Kronix. Philo, like I say, likes to put in a bit of a stonker at the end of quali. Just over halfway through. Got 15 minutes of quali tonight. So you might see Philo chuck a set of tyres on in about 10 minutes. Then come out and do a couple of flyers, try and stick himself on pole. Got a bit of a penalty at the minute he's got to drop. So position's pretty static at the minute. Jambu Potter still in 3rd, Jambu's still in 4th, Pav's still in 5th. So Bobby's back in the room then, he regains his 6th position. Time doesn't show if you leave the actual race room and come back. So David Ball's 7th now, he's put in a 1:31.1. A couple of positions on the grid. So cars are coming in. A new set of boots. Pav 46 also in the pits. Purcell now at the back of the pack, 1:31.4. Just going to 1:30.4, so back up into 4th then. So it's a father-son combo, Purcell and Jambu. Both sporting Urquhart liveried Ferrari tonight for the race. Urquhart from Tommy V, go and check them out as well. I've got a link for them. So 6th, Pav now 7th. He's just come out on fresh tyres as well, so we'll see what Pav can do. Let's just have a second look at that map. Yeah, I'm not pronouncing any of that, that's going. No, I'm not doing that. There's one that I kind of recognised. Right, let's see if we can get a lap on board with Pav 46. Yes, we can. So quite a long start finish straight. It's got a big left-hand turn in it. It is pretty much straight. Firing himself down the start finish straight, then hard on the brakes into turn 1. Takes a big chunk of curb on the apex, and again on the second part. Holds onto that curb on the exit at turn 3. And back straight. 90-degree left. Easy to get this one wrong. We see one or two drivers running out wide here. Big penalties for that. This left-hand wall then. Back up the hill. Jumps into 4th or 3rd. Comes in 4th, let it roll through. Jumps into 3rd for the second part of the corner. Hard on the brakes. So this is the naughty part of the track where easy to lose the tail of these GR3s. Ridiculously awkward, you've got to slam the brakes on. It's more than a hairpin, this one. Comes back on itself a little bit. So now towards this final turn, as I would call it, the 90-degree left. Again, easy to put it wide through there. Gaining a big chunk of curb on the exit curb, right hand side. Flipping the curb on the left, so that's the little kink I was talking about. Straight itself. Pav puts in a 1:30.4, puts himself back up into 4th then. It's a good lap from Pav. Chromedix is still holding on to that pole position. In fact, he's back quick at 1:30.1 now. Philo, fresh set of boots. Let's see what he can do then. A bit of glitching from TNR Philo. Potter holding on to 3rd. He's gone quicker as well, 1:30.3 for Potter. Pav then with that lap we've just been on board with. He's into 4th position. Purcell in 5th. So beating his son Jambu. He's currently in 6th. About a minute and a half left of quali. So about a lap depending where they are on track. MRC Bobby 7th there, Dangly Balls 8th. So he's gone quicker again, 1:31.1. Silver Carton out the back of the pack, 1:31.4 for Silver. Great big TOR logo smashed across the front of the Mercedes. A little bit of glitching on from Silver as well. So yeah, there we go. Missed it, but TNR Philo, even though he's glitchatronic, he's put in a fast lap, 1:29.9 for Philo. So what's Chromedix got? So Chromedix goes in quicker, 129.8, puts himself back on pole position. Chromedix then right at the end of quali. Philo's still going round on this lap. We'll see, he might have thought he's got that one in the bag, but Chromedix give him something to think about. Pot then in third, although MRC Bobby's just gone quicker. He's done a 130.3, put himself into third position on the grid. Pushes Potter down into fourth. Pav in fifth. 15-minute timer is over. Purzel sixth. Jambu seventh. Balls eighth. Silver Carter ninth. So Chromedix then. Here's Philo. Looks like Philo's still on a hot one. Will he get across the line before race start? He does. He goes in quicker, 129.7 then, so good couple of laps from Chromedix and Philo there. Puts himself back into pole position then, Philo. You'll be happy with that. Chromedix has ditch chance here. Now this final little kink. Can he take it back? I think he's too far back. Here he is. 30.4 for Chromedix on that one. Philo's going to take it. Chromedix second. Jambu then going quicker as well, right at the end of quali, 130.3. So third place, pushes Bobby down to fourth, Potter down to fifth, Pav sixth, Purzel seventh. Dagny Balls eighth, and Silver Carter in ninth then. Philo trying to smash his tyres. Bobby being respectful, not burning out. Practice starts, kicking up a lot of smoke though. Big chunk of wheel spin for Dangly Ball. Again. So we're in, beginning of race 1, 15 laps. Let's see if Philo can keep the lead. So driving for SimFX tonight is TNR Philo. Tonight, so Philo takes the pole position, Chromedix second, Jambu third, Bobby fourth, Potter in fifth, Pav sixth, Purzel seventh, Dangly Balls in eighth, and Silver Carter ninth. So not my view actually. Red lights are on. Those flick off. So well, they're away. So good start by everyone, I think. Yeah, everyone's got away cleanly. Philo's going to look to that inside line into the turn one. It's not to go too defensive. Let's see if everyone makes it through there cleanly. Silver Carter trying to go down the inside. Where's Silver Carter gone? He's got on that side of the Balls already, up into 8th, and he was looking to make a good move on Pav. So too wide going through corner. Oh, Bobby's running wide, Pav's running a little bit wide as well. Bobby's definitely going to pick up a penalty for that. He let off the gas. So back out front then, TNR Philo has held that lead through the beginning of lap 1. He's got a 1.4 second lead already out on this set of racing softs for Philo. With a little bit of glitching. Into second then. Fend off the attacks from Potter and Pot at the minute. He's right on his tail. He's going to come round to end lap 1. Meantime, he's pulled out almost 2 seconds in the first lap. It's astounding as he keep that up. It's 15 laps. Potter then still hot on the heels of Jambu. Chromedix 4th. Started a little bit at the start of that race. Pav 5th then. Silver Carter's got himself up into 6th. Every penalty. Purzel is 7th. He's also got a big chunk of penalty as well he's got to lose. was 8. Oh, I see Bobby now at the back of the pack, way off as well, 8.3. He did run himself off track. Didn't see whether there was a penalty, but it looks like he's probably off track again. Philo then pulled that 2-second lead in the first lap. Jambu second, Potter still third. It's slowly closing on that pair. 63 seconds back. He's got to try and fend off Silver Carter and Purcell. Purcell lost a bit of his penalty, as well as Silver. Wheels right on the back of this fight as well. Probably losing more time now, 11.4 seconds. Boosting out as well. Philo up front pulled even more time out, almost another half a second. It was at 2.4, so looking at the clock then. Seems to have steadied off at 2.3, but he's still pulling more time out on the Jambu and Potter behind. Giving himself a little bit of breathing room, half a second, not a lot, but better than the 0.2 it was earlier. It's that 0.4 behind Potter, but getting a bit of a toe down the straight. Regaining a toe from Jambu. He's lost a little 10th through that last turn. Jambu actually put it away a little bit there. So still tight between second, third and fourth. Paver's managed to make a bit of a break from Silver Carter. He's put 1.1 second over Silver. He's got 2.6 to try and make him back in front of him. There's a tall order to do. So Silver Carter then 6th. Purcell 7th. Still holding on to a bit of a penalty. Jambu, Dangly Balls in 8th. So off the back of that fight now, gap's just starting to appear a little bit. Yes, like I say, it's a local track, Interlagos. This middle section catches a lot of drivers out. Penalty off through there. So Bobby's decided to sit the end of this race out by the look of it. Pits, I believe. Yep. So we should see Bobby in race 2. In the meantime, TNR Philo has pulled out another few tenths, 2.7 seconds on the road from Jambu. Jambu and Potter are going to be losing a bit of time to Philo due to having to take defensive lines and things like that. Can't let it right on Jambu then heading down this start-finish straight. He's running around the outside through the first turn. Side by side, almost Jambu just keeps his car in front. Potter almost having his front end of his car pushed up there. He's on to the third though. The attack from Chromedix though, they head down this back straight. He's down the inside, late break from Chromedix. Does he get the job done? Potter back down the inside. He's drifted that BMW though, losing a bit of time. Chromedix sneaks round, then takes that third place off Potter. Potter pushed down into 4th. Is slowly closing in on these guys. More time over Silver Carter, 3.1. Purcell another 2.1 seconds back from Silver. Yeah, so big gap starting to develop. In the back of the pack, maybe 2 seconds back to Dangly Balls, and as mentioned, Bobby's sitting this one out. Philo then starting to run away with this race a little bit. We are on to lap 4 of 15, just about to start lap 5, and he's already got 3.2 second lead. Closest rival, Jambu. Jambu's actually pulled a bit of a gap over Chromedix then. So Potter and Chromedix both losing a bit of time. That attack from Chromedix. 9 of a second as Jambu. Gap coming down just through that slipstream down the start-finish straight. Marius, I don't understand any of that. Dix then reduced that gap from 1 second down to half a second. Ultimate Pot still not out of this one. Closing up a little bit through there for Potter. 46. Still in contention. Pulled another 10th on Potter in 4th. So it was 2.7, it's now 2.6. Carter. Time on the path then. Slowly closed down by Purcell. Dangly Ball's closed up on Purcell as well. So a bit of fight brewing at the back after all. You are Phantom Jambu, okay. Let's go and see where he is. See if he's managed to keep that gap from Kronix. Just about. He's pulled another 2/10. Lost the tail end of that Ferrari there. He's second. He's pulled a bit of a gap back from TNR Philo. The softer Philo's Mercedes looking a little bit worn now. Jambos are pretty worn as well, but not as much as Philo's in front. Kronix quite a bit of wear on that Z4. Usually pretty good on tyre wear of the Z4. So Pot losing a bit of time again then. 1 second back. Not too bad. Slowly close up, 2.3, it was 2.7 last time we checked, so down to 2.3 for Pav. Big gap back to Silver Carter now, 7.9 seconds. Still got to lose a bit of a penalty as well. So Dangly Ball's 7th then. Purcell's been in the pits for a fresh set of racing softs. So he's coming on lap 6. Let's see if that benefits him. He is last man on track at the minute. See if he can close that gap up. What's he got? 12.8 seconds on RC Dangly Balls in front. Go back and check on that. Philo, in the meantime, has pulled more time out. So he lost a little time a lap or two ago. He's just pulled that time back out. 3.2 second lead. He's now Jambu. Jambu's starting to be harassed by Kronix. Potter's still lurking in the background as well. Potter's coming in the pits for a fresh set of boots. Plenty of fuel on board to run to the end. So back out the pits, it's quite a long, quite a long pit road. Front, attack from behind. So Philo holds on to this lead then, 3 seconds. Lost a couple of tenths to Jambu. Kronix piling the pressure on now. It's a bit wide Jambu. Where to go for Kronix into the next turn. But Kronix is right on the tail of Jambu as they head through this middle section. Stay this close, Jambu's going to be under some serious pressure come turn 1. Some good lines from Kronix, he's got a good run out. Get me in camera, there we go. What are you doing? That's not what I wanted to do. No. Stop it. Somehow took me back to the start of the race. Kronix then comes in the pits. Philo stops out. Come on, damn it. So is Philo going to run the whole race on these softs? Or is he going to come in? He's got a big old gap. 10.5 seconds. Should be enough to get himself in the pits and back out. Pot's got himself in the second on his early pit stop. Got himself back in front of Kronix and Jambu. Then also into 4th. Good work for Jambu to do then to get back into the fight. Was in 3 positions through that pit stop. Silver Carter still in 6th, but still not pit. He's quite long on those tyres. Dangly Balls, not pit either. A bit of front end damage as well for Dangly. So Purcell, who has pit, has closed that gap down to 7.9 seconds. It was 12. Not long left really to try and make those tyres work. If Dangly Balls comes in the pits, fresh set of boots, he'll be able to put the pressure back on Purcell, even if he takes that position. So Philo does come in the pits now then. Where does Potter and Providence end up? Just coming past pit entrance now. So Philo not been released. It's quite a long pit road. Oh sorry, yes he has been released. He's going to come out side by side with Potter, I think. There he is, just in the background. Out the pits there, so Philo comes out the pits then into 3rd position. Bottom hot under pressure from Chromedix behind. Bit of contact there into that turn, the sound bit. Time to go defensive for the attacks from Chromedix at the minute. He's holding on to 1st place. He's just going to allow Philo to close back up on these two. His penalty through that turn, a little bit of contact between these two drivers again. Still nobody getting punted wide, that's good. Potter's almost running himself wide though. Let's get another good run. Again, if he was the same as he did to Purcell. Sorry, Jambu. A bit wide through there. He's put a bit of time over Chromedix though. Philo's come out of nowhere from 0.7 of a second back to side by side with Chromedix. I didn't even see him coming in. So Chromedix under pressure then. Just around Potter. A bit of a lead. These two battle it out for 2nd. Philo down the inside then. Nice and cleanly for Philo. Right, hot on the heels of Potter and Pot as well, looking for that 1st place. Still got to watch the intention of Chromedix though. Together, Pav 46, so he's benefited to 4th. Purple sectors as well, Pav closing in on the 3 drivers in front, looking for a podium position himself tonight. So puts a bit of action in the top 3. Unfortunately, Jambu 2 seconds back from Pav down in 5th at the minute. So it was 2nd position. Trying to defend from Chromedix. We've got 5 laps left. Let's see if Jambu can do anything with the remaining time. Purcell's got himself up into 6th. It's not quite early. It's Racing Soft's looking a little bit more already. He's got 11 seconds over Silver Carter, who's pit now and lost his penalty. Good lad. Dangly Balls also pit, so now 3.2 back. So you might see Dangly Balls and Silver Carter slowly close that gap on Purcell in front. A bit of pressure on him. It depends whether he comes in. He's got a bit of time to get in the pit and grab a fresh set if he wanted. Evening, Paul. How you doing? Does Purcell come in then? Yes, he does. So, yeah, I think he's got plenty of time on board. 10.7 seconds back to Silver. So Silver might take the position, as might Dangly Ball. I don't think Dangly Ball will. I think Silver Carter will take the position. But Purcell will be out fresh rubber. John is actually closing back up on the drivers in front. Pot holding on to some of the Chromedix down in 4th, then Pat's got himself up into 2nd. He managed to get himself past Chromedix and TNR Philo. To hunt down Pot and Pot for that 1st position, so not only is he looking to get on the podium, he's looking to take the top step as well as Pav. Soft's got a bit of wear on him. No more than Potts in front. So we're just coming around to start lap 12 then. Tied to the front between the top 5 really. Like I say, Jambu is slowly closing in. 1.3 it was, it's now down to 1.1. So again, Chromedix and Philo battling it out for third, is allowing Jambu to close back up. So we'll start to less than a second now for Jambu. Start feeling the effect of the switch as well. So it could end up being a real good ding-dong come the end of first race with 5 drivers involved. Pot and PAV 46 managed to pull a bit of a gap from TNR Philo. Philo and Chromedix still battling it out for that third position. So slow them both down. Puts himself a little bit wide, Philo. Again, nowhere for Chromedix to go through there. Jambu to just sneak up on them, and Potter and Pav to disappear a little bit. Potter holding on to pole position. Pav still looking dangerous though, right on Potter's tail as they head round down towards the final turn. To end that lap 12 then. Pav 46 making a move into turn 1. So on board with Pav then. Potter already gone defensive. Pav go the long way round if he wants that position. Pav and Potter have raced quite a lot together, so they know each other's style, they know they can be clean, take the lines. Potter then holds onto it. Jambu then. Jambu sneaks up into third position. What are you messing about at, Jambu? How the... That's that start finish straight. So from 5th then, back up onto podium position for Jambu now into 3rd. He must have been tucked right into the rear spoiler of Chromedix down the start finish straight as Chromedix made the move on Philo. Jambu must have just followed him through, obviously carried the speed, managed to get himself into Chromedix as well, up into 3rd then. 2 seconds back off Potter and Pot, and Pav actually getting up into the lead. To turn 4. So a good race out of the minute for Pav. See the softs looking a little bit worn. Pot in a very similar situation. Jumping closing the gap then. It did, but it's just extended again. It was 1.7, it's back up to 2. He's now got to go a little bit defensive from Chromedix as well, so again that will just keep Potter and Pav a bit safe. Philo's been dropped a little bit now, 0.8 per second. We'll start getting the toe down and start finish straight now. But just starting to drop off a little bit for Philo. His tyres, he's got rear end damage, so maybe a little bit of contact somewhere. Trying to drift that Mercedes. Well, hard to give that a try. Trouble as well. So Purcell then 24 seconds back. He's got himself past Silver Carter and Dagney Ball. Silver Carter in 7th. Dagney Ball still only 1.2 seconds back. So we've got someone to hunt down Dagney Balls. Again, a couple of attempts down there as well. Still in the pits at race 1. Pav then holds on to first place, got half a second over Potter. Potter is closing that gap up, he's thinking about making a move into turn 1 himself. So Pav and Potter both driving for MRC. Last couple of turns, that's just allowed Pav to keep that half a second from him. No chance of an attack from Potter then. Time over Jambu, 2.5 seconds. He has had to go defensive from Chromedix. fourth, both pulled a bit more time over Philo, 2.1 seconds. Struggling with the big heavy Mercedes now is Philo. Oh, he's running himself wide there as well. People more of a penalty. He's got away with that. So Pav holds onto it, coming around to finish the last lap. Ultimate Pot getting him done. Only a few more turns to go. They're awkward turns at that. His best bet is to try and tuck himself onto the tailpipes of Pav around the final turn. And just try and get the toe across the start-finish line. He's way off down the end of the start-finish straight. Ultimate Pot doing exactly that. He's right at the spoiler of that BMW of Pav's. There's Potter. He's had to chuck himself behind. So it's not looking good for Potter. I don't think he's going to get it done. There's going to be some side-by-side action, I believe, as they come across the line, unless Potter's got it. Potter takes it. Potter takes it on the line. Pav comes home in second, possibly the handbrake costing him the position there. Jambu comes home third, Chromedix fourth, so Jambu did manage to fend off Chromedix in the end. Philo comes home in fifth. Goes out a bit more time there as well. Perzel just coming around this final turn then for sixth. And Daniel Ball has managed to get himself past Silver Carter, so seventh then for Daniel Balls. I thought those two were going to have a bit of a ding-dong come the end of this one. Oh, Silver Carter, not sure what happened there. So he's run himself wide into the wall. Tried a handbrake. That's the Silver Carter. Both drivers not quite getting that one right. Bobby sitting this one out. Wilson, which we should see him in race 2. Yeah, I think Pav might have just lost first place due to handbraking it across the line. Potter might have taken it, but handbraking the handbrake to get it backwards might have just cost him those few extra points. So we've got a few minutes break and then we jump into race 2 for you guys. Why is my caps lock on? I don't want caps lock on. All sorts of stuff being pressed. Forget about it. So yeah, some good racing there. Race 1 from Interlagos. Autodromo de Interlagos. If that's even how you say it. Doesn't seem to be any negativity in the chat. That's good. No one having any issues with anyone. That's what we don't like. Yeah, it's unfortunate Bob just got it a bit wide. Lost himself an awful lot of time. Difficult track to try and gain back up on. I think he could have done it though, Bob. Yeah, it looks like he's sticking around for race 2, so that will stick him on pole position for race 2. It will be 22 laps for race 2, so slightly different format. They have to use 3 different compounds of tyre. They have to use one set and one set only of each compound. So I've got to think about when they're going to come in on each different tyre choice. And there's a lot of different strategy goes on. Some people pick the mediums, some people try and run long on the hards at the start, some people try and get away at the start on a nice fresh set of softs. Yeah, a lot of different strategies. So, what time? No one giving me a time at the minute. Potter might post something up in a second. Usually get about 10 minutes. But it certainly is a hot one. It's cooled down a little bit now. The sun's dropped behind the horizon just a tad. but it's been warm. I don't know what it's like been for you, Marius or Paul. Probably very similar, I would assume. But yeah, it's been a bit of a scorcher over here. Ah, yeah, that's one thing I forgot. So, first, second and third from race 1, they have to add on 3, 4 or 5 clicks of extra weight in the race settings. Make their car slightly heavier, so it gives them a slight disadvantage. They do start from the back of the pack as well. So a lot of work to do for Potter, Pav and Jambu. Like I say, with that extra weight, it'll put more pressure on the tyres. They won't be able to travel quite as quick, accelerate as quick, won't be able to turn quite as sharply due to the extra weight. And yes, starting from the back of the pack. Maybe a little bit of contact between Chromedix and Philo after all. Possibly how Philo picked up his rear end damage. Chromedix just chucking him a quick sorry out on the chat. Some people will do it while they're racing. I can't do that. I can't, no, just lose too much time. If you're giving the place back, fine, but if you're still racing, no, you can wait till the end. So no hard feelings from Philo though, it's fine. Incidents do happen. So only a couple more rounds left of this one. As for the same for the Mini Cooper League as well. That's the Monday night series. About halfway through P1's GR2 League as well. So that's tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Come back and check that out. Got Pot and Pot chucking something go, starting at 21:24. So good 7 minutes still to go. Goes quicker than you think. I look at it and go, oh my god, I've got 7 minutes to fill. And then next thing you know, get to track, race starting, we are quick. Minute gone already though. Don't mind me, I'm brown fizzy popping. So no pit before, lot for tyres anyway, before the end of lap 7. So if you pick up damage, like I say, these races usually last about half an hour-ish. If you pick up damage you can come in, but you've got to remember not to pick up tyres before the end of lap 7. A lot of people do forget, it's an easy mistake to make. It means doing something. Usually when you come in the pits, it's like just tyres, just put tyres on, press X as quick as you can, get tyres on, get back out of the pits, come on, come on, come on, come on. But if you got damage, you come in the pits, your initial thought is to go, come on, put tyres on, but you've got to actually say no. Move things and press other things. And sometimes a lot of people forget. And then there's times when you can come in and put tyres on, and some people forget actually to put tyres on. Come back out with a full tank of fuel and the same worn out tyres. So hopefully Bobby has a better second race. I think you could have pulled a positional 3 back there, Bob. Unless you picked up damage that I didn't see. I saw you run off track. So settings changed then. Reverse grid from race 1. 70 litres of fuel to start with. Racing softs to racing hards can be used. It's not on there, but that is the choices. Not sure if super softs are allowed in this league. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the top 3 from race 1 can do then with that, the extra few clicks of weight each, and starting from the back. Mad Marshall, evening, how you doing? I thought you raced in one of these. Don't you race in these? Was it the minis you race in, or used to race in? It's still a hot one, I'll tell you that. Even with the sun down. Damn it, useless Caucasian body that can't handle temperature changes. So yeah, unfortunately we're missing a few drivers tonight from this one. Chrissy Raz, we're missing MRC Buddy. Who else are we missing? Let's have a look. Where's they got there? Yeah, so we've got Jambu, we've got Potter, we've got Bobby. Pav, no RB Motorsports either. Yes. No MRC Buddy, no Diablo. Philo's here, Chrome Dick's here, Purzel here. Silver Carter's here, Danny Paul's here, but no Chrissy Raz, and the bottom 2. Can't see his smudge, NGR, can't see his name. Oh, it's F48 Shadow Realm, that's the one, I've just remembered it. F48 Shadow Realm. Yeah, he's missing as well, so quite an empty lobby tonight, which is a bit of a shame. And she might listen back, so I'll say it. Chrissy Rasser usually gives us something to talk about. Unfortunately, it's usually a trip to the pits with a dented car. She's not had the best of luck this season, to be honest. Let me get myself on track. We are not far off starting race 2. So only Purzel and Dangly Balls having a razz round at the minute. Potter and Pot just giving a ready count. Reverse grid for race 1 then. Oh. Ball's deciding to relinquish pressing the brake. So we're in then, into race 2. So it should be Bobby on the front. Yes, it is. Silver Carter second, Dangly Balls in third, Puzzle fourth, Philo in fifth, Chromedix sixth, Jambu seventh, Pav in eighth, and Potter in ninth. So the lights are on, the revs are up. Does everyone get away cleanly? Oh, that's the wrong way. So 8th, 9th, yes, everyone away cleanly. Let's just try and see what happens into turn one. A little bit of bumping and barging. Everyone through cleanly at the minute. Chromedix making his way past Philo. So Bobby holds on to the lead then. He's already pulled out a second over Purzel. The gap coming down though is ahead into turn four. Oh, he's run himself wide. So Bob losing time then to these bunch behind him. Still really tightly packed. Nobody losing ground at the minute. Purzel in second then. He's got this big pack of cars behind him. Silver Carter third, Chromedix fourth. And then the inside of Dangly Balls to take that position. It's in off Philo, he's lost the back end of that Mercedes. Oh, he's still losing the back end of that Mercedes. Someone else has gone off, that's Dangly Balls off in the background as well. Philo doing a great job of holding on to that Mercedes there. Big heavy car when the tail goes. Looking to run around the outside of Potterman Pot for that position. Potterman Pot's going to hold on to fifth though, just about. Philo's going to be in a good position for an attack though. As is Jambu and Pav. Dangly Balls, yeah, struggling, just losing the tail end of that BMW. I'm not sure what happened into the hairpin, but he ended up off track. He was a little way off the pack, so 4.3 seconds back. It's a long race though. Just about to start lap 2, no damage on board, that's good to see. I think everyone's got through lap 1 cleanly. So Bobby then to fend off the attacks from Purzel. Purzel going down the inside into turn 4. A few positions been taken here. He tries to run around the outside. A bit of contact between those two, that just loses Bobby a bit of time. He's going to come under pressure from Chromedix then, get up into turn 5. Chromedix going down the inside. Oh, he's caught Bob. He's caught Bob. Pinged him off track. Bob's done a good job to keep that in a straight line, and he's come back on track and caught Philo. Philo's also off track. He's managed to get it back in a straight line and going again pretty quickly. Bobby, unfortunately, he's picked up all sorts of damage through smashing into the wall there. So now on the back of the pack, he's going to have to come and get that damage repaired. Again, can't take on tyres or fuel. So, unfortunately, Bob's gone from first to last. Purzel then up into P1, Chromedix in P2. So having a good race 2 already as Chromedix up into second position. Silver Carter moving on to P3, not that far off the 2 drivers in front. 3 seconds back to Jambu. So he's got Pav 46 right on his tailpipes as they head down into turn 1. Pot 6 then, a little way off the pack for Potter. Dangly Balls comes back through the pits. So Philo comes in to get his damage repaired. Looks like we've lost MRC Bobby again. Yeah. Apologising. Oh, Purzel getting it all wrong through turn 4. Smashes into the wall. Silver Carter coming through then. Chromedix taking the lead of this race through that mistake from Purzel. So out on the race it's soft, half a tank. Chromedix has run himself massively wide, losing a bit of time to Chromedix. Kept it on track, not lost any positions. Pav 46 then in the background, looking to go down the inside of Jambu already. So Jambu and Pav fight their way through the pack. Pot still a little way back at the minute, 3.2 seconds. So, like I say, quite a long race this one. Plenty of time to get some positions back. Dangly Balls after his off-track action now in 7th place. Philo after his damage out of the pits, 6 seconds back. He's at the back of the pack. We have lost MRC Bobby. So Chromedix pulled almost 2 seconds out on Silver Carter, 1.7. He's out on the racing softs, as is Silver Carter. So Purcell then 1.6 seconds back. Got Jambu and Pav side by side again as they head down towards turn 4. Pav's looking dangerous, he's got the inside line. Jambu's just got the edge on the power though, to heading down there. Holds on to P4 at the minute. Pav slots himself back into 5th, but both of those guys are closing up on Purcell in front. So Purcell being the father of Jambu. Let's hope there's no bias if he has to let these two through. I'm sure there's not. Yeah, Pav 46 putting all sorts of pressure on Jambu then. Potts close that gap down to 2 seconds. I'm sure he's put all sorts of pressure on those racing soft though, not too much. Closing down on those two drivers in front nonetheless. Dangley Ball's hot on his tail as well, so Dangley Ball's having a better last few laps than lap 1. Oh, Philo! I thought he was going to go off track there as well. Driving the life out of that Mercedes, picking up a penalty though for that Driftertron. So Chromedix pulled out 3.4 seconds. Silver Carter holding on to 2nd. He's got 2.9 seconds gap over Purcell now. Jambu and Pav. It's turned into a 3-way fight for 3rd position. I think Jambu's already got through. Plenty of space given. Pav's just got down the inside as well. He has, so Pav sticks himself into 4th. Still hot on the tail of Jambu then for that 3rd place. As we push down into 5th, Potts slowly closing in. He's got that gap down to 1.1 between himself and Purcell. He's closed that gap even more through there. Purcell dropping off his penalty. Dangley Ball's sticking with Potter at the minute. Philo able to gain time at the minute. He's picked up a penalty trying to drive the life out of that Mercedes. Chromedix nice and comfortable out front at the minute. He's got 4.5 seconds over his nearest rival, Silver Carter. So Jambu actually out on the mediums. Pav on the softs. Surprises me actually. I thought the position would have been Pav's a lot earlier, but the Ferrari is quick in a straight line. There's 2 great big straights on this track. Pav still holding on to 4th then. Potter McPott 5th. Purcell comes in the pits now. Dangley Ball still looking a bit dangerous on Potter McPott. Philo gets back into 7th position then. So Purcell comes in. Any damage he had, I didn't see him pick up any damage. But he has kept his racing medium tyres on, that's good. Don't want him picking up a penalty for race the next round of this series. Chromedix then 5.5 seconds up the road. And again, Silver Carter hanging on to 2nd, 3.1 second lead over Jambu. Jambu and Pav still at it. Ultimate Pop closed that gap down to a 2nd. Oh, Dangley Balls. Maybe that's what happened to him at the start of the race. Just getting the power down a little bit too early on that BMW. Tail stepping out on him. Philo looking like he's finally got that Mercedes in control for the minute. Has closed the gap down, pulled 2 seconds back on Dangley Balls now. Again, still trying to drift that Mercedes. Purcell back out of the pits then after repairing his damage. 11.7 back. So racing mediums. A little bit of wear on them. Still got plenty of life left. No need to pit yet. Chromedix though, he can pit at the end of this lap if he feels so inclined. He'll lose a couple of positions, but he'll have the advantage with the fresher rubber. You might even see one or two other drivers dive in the pits behind him if he decides to come in. Silver Carter then. Struggling to keep the pace of Chromedix. Chromedix 7.2 seconds up the road then from Silver. Holding on to third, just about. Drifting that Ferrari as well. Pav still unable to get past him. Pot's right back in this fight now as well, so it's less than a second between Potter and Pav. Ball still lurking in the background as well. Lost a bit of time, another 10th, so just dropped over a second time between Potter and Dangly Ball. Lost a couple of 10ths there as well. Philo, yeah, lost a bit more time, 4.4 seconds. So possibly trying to push that Mercedes too hard in the first stint. Looks like most drivers are stopping out. Okay, so Philo has come in the pits then. Get some fresh rubber. Yeah, he's not looking comfortable on those tyres. Another second he's gained, 8.2. Silver Carter also pulled more time out. Oh, we've got Pav and Jambu side by side still. Get the run up the hill. Looks like Jambu's still right there with him. It's almost 3 wide as they head through here. Pav's just got to watch he doesn't get Pot dive down the inside as well, but he has managed to get his way past Jambu then. Medium tyres just starting to struggle on Jambu's car. Pot looking to get his way past as well. Dangly Balls has been brought right back into this fight now. It's a good 4-way battle for this third. Trying to get down the inside of Jambu there, not quite able to get it done. Jambu though, he's lost the tail end of that Ferrari. Pot's right on his tailpipes, head down this start finish straight. He's in a good place to make a move, depends how defensive Jambu goes. Silver Carter and Chromedix both in the pits, a lot of the drivers in the pits now then. Potter, Pav, Silver Carter, Jambu, Chromedix, all of them in. Philo and Purcell. I don't think Purcell's pit yet, has he? No, we'll possibly see Purcell in now. No, Purcell stopping out on the mediums. Chromedix back out the pits then. Look at that lead, it's ridiculous. He's got pretty much that whole straight there all to himself. 11.8 second lead over closest rival Silver Carter. Pot has managed to sneak himself out into third position. So taking on just under half a tank for Potter. Set of racing mediums. Philo then, he's quite on the softs. Jambu's out on the softs. Dangly Ball, softs. 46 has gone for the mediums. And Purcell's on that warm set of mediums. So he's looking to run a bit long on those as Purcell. Unfortunately, that's the damage, just makes you run wide in those turns. So, Chromedix, nice and comfortable, 12.5 second lead. He could come in for another set of tyres if he wanted, not that he needs to. He's got enough time to play with that he could do that and get back out the pits and hold on to P1. So, Silver Carter has now got Potter and Pot to deal with. Philo is hot on his tail though. And the inside of Potter and Pot looking to take that third position. He's got that penalty to drop though, has Philo. Looking to third nonetheless. He's taken on just under half a tank as well, so gone for pretty much the same strategy as Potter and Pot. That's why Jambu and Pav are a little bit further back. They've both taken on a full half a tank. So Potter and Philo just making up a little bit of ground on those two. Dangly Balls also going for half a tank. Having a good second race is Dangly Balls. Perzel then has been in fresh set of racing softs, 16.3 seconds back. Let's see if you can do anything on those softs. You ran those mediums for a pretty long time. So Chrome Dix pulling out more time. Unfortunately for Chrome Dix, that means he doesn't get as much airtime because it's just him driving around on his own. Philo then got himself cleanly past Potter. Oh, Potter struggling. Nearly losing the back end of that BMW. He's lost a shed load of time to Philo. He's 2.5 seconds back. Jambu is coming up on him fast as well. Potter and Pot losing time out of that final turn. So Potter and Pot holding on to fourth, but only just Jambu then. Right on him. About 46 swells up the medium tyres on a little bit slower. Dangly Ball on the softs behind him. So we'll start seeing Dangly Balls pile the pressure on Pav. A little flash of the lights as well there from Dangly Balls by the look of it. Slipstream. Again, possibly just wants to get himself on the rear end of Pav as they come around these last couple of turns. Sets himself up for a good run down the start-finish straight and look for that position. Perzel gained a couple of seconds after his late pit stop. He's got that from 16 down to just under 15 at the minute. Chrome Dix, on the other hand, is almost got 15 seconds lead. 15 and a half, oh sorry, 14 and a half. Silver Carter then. It's Mercedes versus Mercedes. Philo piling the pressure on. He's looking for that second position. And then he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to try and hold down Chrome Dix in front. So Jambu past Potter. Potter out on those medium tyres. So nobody going for the hards in this stint. So all drivers will be on the hards come the end of the race. Make it a little bit interesting as well. Some good driving by Chrome Dix, just able to keep those consistent laps in. Lap after lap as Chrome Dix. Had to have a little bit of punch up to get through the pack at the beginning of the race, but once he was out front, you can see he extended to 15 seconds over Silver Carter. TNR Philo still not managed to get past him. Now he's in a good position though, both drivers holding a bit of a penalty. In it between the two Mercedes. Philo having to back out of that one again. Just get the faster line through the first couple of turns. So that benefits him into turn 4. Again, Mercedes versus Mercedes is going to be difficult. Does he go for a late lunge? Yes, he does into turn 4 then. Keeps it on track as well, so into second for Philo. So can he break break away from Silver Carter. Silver Carter going to come back at him. Oh, looking like he was going to down there. So let's see if Philo can close that gap on Chromedix in front. It's a tall order. I've got some glitching going on in the background by the sounds of it. So Jambu in fourth, out of the race in softs. What's he? 2.6 back from Silver Carter. Can he close the gap up? He's managed to make a bit of a break from Potter. Different strategies going on. Scraff! Why does everyone have a penalty? Because it's a terrible, terrible track. That's why, Scraff. Not everybody's got a penalty anyway. I'm not having you say that. Look, perhaps penalty free. Dangling balls penalty free. Perzel's penalty free. Not having it. Take that back, Scruff. Oh, Philo. That's it. Maybe Jambu. Nope, Jambu's clean as well. Look. So it's just Philo. Not having that. Track. Philo pretty much out of fuel though. He's going to have to come in this lap, as is Chromedix. So he's not managed to close the gap yet, has Philo. He's still got Silver Carter lurking in the background. Silver Carter actually still got a quarter of a tank on board. Did take on more fuel than Potter and Philo. Slowly closing up on Silver, pulling a bit more time over Potter. Yeah, he's not had a great couple of races, to be honest. Sitting backwards, spinning around off track. So Chromedix in the pits now. Then Philo's going to brave it out for another lap with that fuel on board. That is brave of him. Silver Carter stops out, he's got plenty on board. NGR Jambu stops out, Potter's in now, then it's released. So lap 14 of 22. Chromedix exits the pits, Potter then drops himself down to last place. Back, you are going to see TNR Philo when he hits this lap. He's got Chromedix right behind him, so Chromedix is going to come through and retake that position. Silver Carter's still lurking in the background, but he'll have to pit in a few laps' time. So that'll take him out of the contention of a fight with Chromedix. Jambu again will have to pit. So yeah, they have to actually change the rules tonight. It's only 2 compounds of tyre they've got to use, not 3. So it looks like everyone's having a bit of a switch between the mediums and the softs tonight. Out of the mediums currently. Again, he's got a couple of laps of fuel on board. Might stop out. Dangling balls in a very similar situation, but on the racing softs. Perzel, and he started his pit stints early, did Perzel, so sitting in 7th at the minute. A couple of laps of fuel on board. Got for another half a tank and a full set of racing softs. Path Jambu and Philo in the pits now then. Where does that bring Potter out? Carter stops out for another lap. Ball also stops out for another lap. Perzel does. So Potter comes out the pits then. Is he going to come out the pits? Second position. Pat now down at the back of the pack. Again for a set of racing softs. Half a tank. So Chromedix looking to time back he had. He's only got 5.5 over second place Silver Carter. His tyres looking absolutely worn out now. Still got a couple of laps of fuel on board, but I doubt very much he's going to risk that with those tyres. He's got 8 seconds behind to third place Dangly Ball. Dangly Ball's got a pit as well soon. Another 2 seconds back to Philo, so he might get the position taken off him by Philo. Have a lap or two fresher tyres with Silver. No, he's decided to stop out. Brave man. He's just losing time to Cronix in front though. That gap to 7 seconds. Z4 performing here well tonight. Philo, the only penalty holder. Scraff, you listening? Might not be now, but he was. So he sits himself in third. Can probably get past Silver Carter when Silver comes in the pits. Putting in purple sectors as well, Philo. Jambu fourth, so big gap back to Jambu, 7.4 seconds. Bottom fifth on those racing softs, so 1.4 back from Jambu. To sixth, again only 1.6 back from Potter. So these two drivers could end up getting a bit close. Boards, again only 1.7 back, so not massive gaps. Just losing a bit of time through there though. Not massive gaps between these drivers. Unfortunately, Purcell's still got an 11.3 second gap. For his second set, so the third set. And another set of racing softs for Purcell. 11 seconds down. Lap 17 of, sorry, it's lap 18 for Cronix. 18 of 22. So he gains all that time back then. 16.8 seconds he's got over TNR Philo. He's going to have to drive that thing within an inch of its life to make any kind of dent into the time of Cronix in front. So Jambu third then. So still 8 seconds back from Philo. Speak of the devil, Silver Carter just sneaks out the pits and retakes that third position, although side by side with Silver Carter. Sneaks through and holds on to that third then. Silver Carter having to slip himself back into fourth. So there's a driver for Potter to try and fight with. Fresh tyres as well with Silver Carter. He's gone for a set of mediums. About a quarter of a tank as well. So that will run pretty quick with the less weight on board. Not quite as good. Several laps fresher than Potter with Potts. Have 46, closed that gap up to less than a second as well between himself and Potter. Dangly Ball now 3.3 back, so losing a bit of time. Dangly. Purcell actually slowly closing up on him. So Cronix still nice and comfortable out front. 16.5 second gap over second place Philo. Jambu reduced pressure from Silver Carter and Potter. Let's close that gap to Silver. Just to keep a second between himself and Pav as well. Losing another second through there. Yeah, just slowly falling into the clutches of Purcell at the minute is Dangly Ball. A little bit careful, Dangly, depending on the pace of Purcell. We'll come back and check on that. So lap 19 of 22 then, just coming round to finish this one. And start lap 20 for Cronix. Still kept that 16-second lead over TNR Philo. Still putting in purple sectors though, Philo. But he's still got 1.2 second penalty to drop. Pulling out more time over Jambu. 10-second gap back to Jambu now. Silver Carter fending off the attacks from Potter and Pot. Potter and Pot on the right. The tailpipes of Silver Carter down the start finish straight. Pav 46 is looking in a good position for a place here as well. Pav going for a little bit of a move down the inside of Potter. Does he get it done? Not quite. He's had to back out. Give that place back to Potter. Potter's still on the hold of Silver Carter in front. Down to half a second. So closing down here, but a little bit too far back to make a move. He'll look to try and get back on the tailpipes of that Mercedes in front and do the same thing again down the start finish straight. Pav 46 will want to be thinking about the same thing really. So Potter is closing up on Silver Carter in front. Tries to run around the outside. Dives down the inside though, a little bit of a dummy for Potter McPot. Silver Carter will have the inside line into this next turn, but can Potter run him side by side? He does. Oh, contact. Potter McPot pushed off track there. So losing position there to Pav 46. So hard work done then. Potter McPot running himself wide through there, trying to carry as much speed as possible. Probably going to pick up a penalty for that. The same here as well. Just maybe getting a little bit frustrated behind the wheel. Potter picking up 2-second penalty as well. Will not be happy about that. So Chrome Dix, no dent in that time from Philo. Still at 15.9. It's just extended over the 16-second mark. Philo picking up more penalties as well. 2.2 seconds. From behind, NGR Jambu, 1.2 seconds back. Silver Carter still fourth. 46 right there with him though. Potter Pot 0.7 of a second back then. Still trying, got to drop that 2-second penalty. So Pav now going for the move on Silver Carter down the inside. He's had to back out of that one again. Got the, didn't quite get the drive out of the turn. Pot's able to close back up now. So can he get his way back past Pav? Get the attack back onto Silver Carter in front. Chrome Dix in the meantime is on his final lap. Race 2 as Chrome Dix. His way from pretty close to the back. What was he, 3rd or 4th from the back? First race Chrome Dix, I can't remember. So holding the extra weight and starting from the back, he's managed to fight his way through. Get himself into P1, now gained a bit more time over TNR Philo. Philo coming in the pits then for a little bit of fuel and fresh tyres. So Chrome Dix then, he can do a couple of donuts and not even have to worry about it right now. So there is still a big battle going on for 4th, 5th and 6th. Nearly losing the tail end of his BMW there come the end of this race. I think he would have been able to get it back in a straight line before no one else caught up with him. So a nice and comfortable win there for Chrome Dix. Just comes down this start finish straight across the line for the win then. 23.5 second lead. Philo, fresh set tyres, he's still determined to drift that Mercedes. He's had a bit of a fight in race 2, not the greatest of race 1 either. Comes home second in the end though tonight. Race 2. using his penalty right at the end there, just about clears that one. Jambu's going to come home in third then. Silver Carter, Pav and Potter still battling it out for this fourth position. Silver Carter's going to keep hold of it. Pav comes home in fifth, Potter and Pot in sixth, Dangly Ball seventh, Purzel in eighth, and unfortunately we lost Bob from both races tonight. So yeah, some good racing again in both races. It's a shame there was not as many drivers as per usual. Always makes it a little bit more entertaining for you guys. Oh, let me put that down there. So yes, we lost Bob from race 1 and race 2. Bit of a shame, but you know, it happens. He did ended up punting off TNR Philo, unfortunately, giving himself and Philo damage. Philo having to come in the pits very early on in race 2, but came back to fight it out, take second place in race 2, so every cloud and all that. Yes, so that's pretty much it. I'm back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for the P1 Race Communities GR2 League. I forget where that's from. I should pull all this stuff up and have it in front of me, but you know. And then that's me until Monday, 8:30 on Monday for the Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. That's always some good action. You might see Potter and Pab in that one as well. So come and check that out, and then back Wednesday again for the next round of this. 8:30 Wednesday. So that is about it. I hope you've liked what you've watched. Give it a like. Chuck and subscribe in there if you feel you must. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.